Hello everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie, and today I'm going to be doing a book tag called the Universes Collide tag. I was tagged by Alan at the Library of Alexandria to do this tag, so thank you so much, Alan, for tagging me in this. It was created by Mason in the Dark, so I will link his channel down below as well, so you can go check him out. He is the original creator of this tag, but it's a pretty short one, and it just kind of has to do with different books, them interacting with other books, other universes, or switching genres, those types of things. So I'm really excited. I think this will be a lot of fun. So if you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you'd like to see more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon to be notified when I post new content. But let's jump into the tag because there are only 5 questions, and then the 6th question is just to tag people to do it as well. I had a kind of hard time picking things for this. I feel like most of them were a little difficult, and there was only one I think that was a pretty easy choice for me. So bear with me on some of these, but I'll give my reasoning why I chose these different things. So the first question is the switch up. Choose 2 protagonists from 2 different series that you'd love to see swap. So for this one, it's a little bit of a stretch, and it's a little bit of a petty reason why I want these people to switch, but I would switch Kaz Brecker from Six of Crows and Darrow from Red Rising. So the reason that I would want to switch these people is because, one, I hate Kaz. I think he is so annoying. He's so full of himself. He thinks he's the best, and he's just so smart. He's always one step ahead of everyone, and he's just such a boss, right? But I want to throw him into the Red Rising world, get him at the Institute, get him into some of these fights, and realize that he's not really that awesome. He's not really that boss, and these people would probably literally eat him alive. And I know that's a completely petty and unreasonable reason to pick this, but I just don't really like Kaz. I don't think he's that boss, and he would get what he had coming for him in the world of Red Rising for sure. And I think Darrow would rock it in Kaz's world. I think he would own the barrel. He would like own the whole country. He would find it child's play, I think, to take over Kaz's world. So that is the switch that I would have for my characters who swap worlds. Okay, so question number 2 is V is for villainy. Choose a villain that you would like to see get their own story. And for this one, I feel like this might be a interesting choice, but I decided to go with Sauron from The Lord of the Rings. I feel like we don't have that much backstory on Sauron and how he kind of became what he did. Like, I know they say he just became power hungry and wanted the power, and that's why he did it that way, but I think it would be really interesting to actually see Sauron's origin story, to have a story of him like from the beginning and how he came to be where he was. Like, did he think that by controlling the power of these rings, maybe he thought he was keeping it in check? I don't know. I think you could definitely twist it and give him more of like a humanizing character if you decided to do a Sauron backstory. Knowing me, there probably already is one, and I just don't know it exists because I don't know my Lord of the Rings quite too well, but I just think that would be interesting. I feel like he's fairly one-dimensional character in here. He's just like the big bad guy, and he's just pure evil, and that's kind of him and his story. So if we could like write a backstory for him and maybe change it up a little bit, get people to sympathize with him a little bit more, understand where he came from, I think that'd be really fascinating. I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? I just would definitely read it, and I'd be interested to see like what happened in his life to lead him to where he got to eventually. I think that'd be interesting. Okay, question number 3 is the adaptation. Choose a character or story that exists in another type of media that you'd like to see novelized. And for this one, I feel very similarly to Alan, where I don't tend to like to read books that are based on movies or video games or TV shows or that type of thing. I like to do it the other way around. Maybe I just haven't done it enough. So I'm kind of stretching this one a little bit, I think, but I chose Monstrous. This is a graphic novel series, and I think it would be fascinating as a regular novel series as well, because it is such a complex world and there's so much more that you could build on in novels. I mean, definitely want the graphic novels as well because they're gorgeous and I love the artwork in them. But I just think we could get so much out of this world in a novel because it is so complex. There's so much going on politically and in the magic system and backstories of all these characters. I just think I would absolutely love to have a novel series that is set in this same world. I think that'd be very, very interesting. Okay, question number 4 is the crossover. To choose 2 characters from 2 universes that you'd love to see crossover. And I feel like this is different from the first one in that they're still within their same universe. We're not just swapping them. They're just kind of like having a meeting, I guess. They see each other in their own worlds. So for this one, I decided to go with Malcolm from the Legends of the First Empire series and Wit from the Stormlight Archive. And I think that these 2 characters would have a lot to talk about. They'd kind of like respect each other's gameplay. And the reason that I think these characters would get on so well is because Malcolm in the Legends of the First Empire series has a lot more about him as a character than you originally think. You think he's different than he is, and he just pulls strings and he's so smart and he knows what he's doing. He's really a mastermind. And then in Stormlight Archive, I feel similarly about Wit, how he seems to be just like the king's wit. He tells jokes, he makes fun of people, but there's so much more to him than that. And really he knows things and he is quite smart and powerful as well. So I think that these guys getting together, they'd be able to discuss like their manipulation tactics and how they are trying to get people to do what they want in order to achieve what they think needs to happen. I just think that they'd have some very interesting conversations and that they're very similar in that aspect. So it'd be interesting to see them cross over and meet. I just think that'd be quite fascinating. And the 5th and final question is the tonal shift. Choose a story that you would like to give a different tone or genre. And this one was really hard for me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not good at imagining these stories in different ways. I think Alan's answer was so good. Like, I'm never going to be able to compete with that. It was hilarious. You should check out his video so you can see his answer to that question. But I decided to go with the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd book in the series finale, but this is a young adult fantasy series that it follows a girl who like goes to a carnival and has to save her sister, and she has to like complete these tasks to do it. And I think that this series would be a lot better and a lot more fascinating if we took it and made it like dark adult fantasy that is like almost on the horror end of it, because the setting of it lends itself to that so well. That carnival setting where you have to like make your way through different obstacles and follow the like clues in the path to rescue your loved one. I just think if we made it adult and turned it dark and very like brutal, that would be so interesting. I think that's something I would absolutely love. I didn't really enjoy the series that much, and I think if it was twisted in that way, it would be a lot more fascinating. And maybe someone has written something similar to that. If they have, let me know down in the comments. But I just feel like turning that carnival into a very dark, dangerous place where you have very high stakes and bad things actually do happen, and the like tasks and the clues and everything to get there are a lot more harsh. I feel like she tried to kind of do it, but in a YA way, and it wasn't to the extent that I think would make it a little bit more, push it over the edge and make it something that I'd really enjoy reading. So that's my choice for this. It's a little bit different, but I think that would be really fun to read. Okay, so those are all the questions in this tag. Like I said, it was very short, but it was fun, and it actually took me a while to think of these. I think this is like some of the most thought I've had to put into a tag, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments. So people that I'm gonna tag Megan and Joanna and Andrew. So I will list them and link their channels down below in the comments so you can go check them out as well. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what everyone else has to say about it as well, what those 3 people's thoughts are on this. Definitely let me know down in the comments some of your ideas and thoughts. And I'm really interested on the villain backstory that you'd like to have. I had a few options, and so I'm interested to see if anyone else picks one of my other options that I didn't mention. So as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more from me, hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.